Louis Sullivan's form follows function principle is a very basic idea in architecture. This means that the look and design of a building should come from its use and needs. In his work, The Tall Office Building Artistically Considered, Sullivan uses this idea for skyscraper design. He believes that skyscrapers are not built only for economic or technological reasons. They also show modern life, new technology, and what society needs. He says that skyscrapers shouldn't copy old styles or decorations. Instead, the outside of the building should show its main functions. Sullivan also says that each part of the building should be designed for its own use. For example, the ground floor has large windows and a grand entrance because many people use it. The middle floors are arranged to help people work every day. The top floor is simple and practical. In this way, all the floors work together as one complete building that is both useful and beautiful.
Louis Sullivan, in his work The Tall Office Building Artistically Considered, emphasized that the shape of architecture should depend on its function. According to him, a building's design should be based on its purpose, avoiding unnecessary decorations. This approach forms the foundation of modern architecture and highlights that simplicity is more important than ornamentation. Louis Sullivan states that in the design of tall office buildings, each floor should be shaped according to its function. Also, the exterior of the building should reflect its interior function and provide an aesthetic unity. Adolf Loos, in his essay Ornament and Crime, takes Sullivan's ideas even further. Loos argues that ornamentation is not only unnecessary but also harmful. According to him, decoration is both a waste of money and a loss of time because it requires more labor and materials. Loos states that ornamentation negatively affects the cultural development of humanity and hinders the process of societies. He also argues that decoration quickly goes out of fashion and is therefore not sustainable.
Lewis also believes that ornamentation comes from primitive societies and that modern advanced societies do not need decoration. According to him, ornamentation is not only unnecessary but also an obstacle to human development. He claims that decoration slows down the intellectual and cultural progress of individuals and societies. Therefore, he sees simple and undecorated designs as a symbol of progress and modern aesthetics. Lewis also thinks that decoration interferes with personal tastes and preferences, thus restricting freedom. And while Sullivan sees functionalism as a technical and structural issue, Lewis considers it a moral and cultural matters. Lewis opposes ornamentation not only as an aesthetic element but also as a social and ethical problem. He believes that rejecting decoration is necessary for the cultural and moral development of societies. Lewis argues that ornamentation wastes the material resources of individuals and societies, negatively affecting economic sustainability.
Louis Sullivan, in his work The Tall Office Building Artistically Considered, presents a vision of skyscrapers that follows the principle of form follows function. He believes that tall office buildings should reflect their structure, functionality, and purpose. According to him, each part of the building, base, body, and top, should be designed according to its specific function. Adolf Loos, in his work Ornament and Crime, also supports functional design but focuses on rejecting decoration. He thinks that too much decoration is unnecessary and even a sign of cultural decline, Lewis supports beauty based on simplicity and function. He argues that real progress in design happens by removing unnecessary details.
Both thinkers agree that design should be guided by function, but their views of aesthetic are different. Sullivan does not completely reject decoration. He believes that beauty naturally comes from a building's function and structure. Lewis, however, takes a more radical approach and says that decoration is not only unnecessary but also harmful. In conclusion, Lewis' rejection of decoration and ornamentation both agrees with and challenges Sullivan's vision. Both believe that architecture should be shaped by its purpose, but Lewis strongly opposes decoration, adopting a stricter functionalist view. Sullivan, on the other hand, allows for a more unique and organic interpretation of form.
On the other hand, Lewis adopts a harsher and more critical stance, emphasizing that ornamentation is a cultural and economic crime. In Ornament and Crime, he argues that excessive decoration is wasteful and hinders progress. Associating ornament with primitive societies and claiming that it's unsustainable for modern civilization. According to Lewis, the architect's role is not only to design buildings, but also to challenge outdated tradition and guide society towards rational or ornament-free forms. Unlike Sullivan's constructive and expressive approach, Lewis' critique is radical and striking. He positioned the architect as a cultural critic who modernizes architecture by eliminating unnecessary elements. In conclusion, while both advocate for purpose-driven design, Sullivan views the architect as an artist who creates natural beauty, whereas Lewis sees the architect as a figure responsible for cultural purification.
Both Louis Sullivan, in the tone of his building, artistically considered, and Adolf Lewis, in Ornament and Crime, adopted for a design approach rooted in purpose. However, their different perspectives on these principles shape their views on the role of the architect in modern society in distinct ways. Sullivan approaches architecture with an optimistic outlook, arguing that function naturally leads to aesthetics. He portrays architects as problem-solving individuals who embrace technological advancements and social changes to create harmonious and modern structure. In line with the principle form follows function, he asserts that architects are responsible for designing buildings that are both functional and artistically meaningful, integrating innovation with artistic sensitivity.
Adolf Lewis took a more radical stance in his essay Ornament and Crime. He saw ornamentation as unnecessary, even wasteful, and believed that it responded culture backwardness. According to Lewis, in a modern society, decoration is not just an economic burden, also a sign of outdated thinking. But can ornament and functionalism coexist? While Sullivan and Lewis strongly opposite excessive decoration, modern architecture often combines both. For example, contemporary sustainable buildings are highly functional but also visually striking, providing that aesthetics and utility can go hand in hand. In conclusion, the relationship between form and function remains a key debate in architecture. However, one thing is clear. Design shouldn't only focus on beauty, also prioritize practicality and efficiency.
Hello everyone, today I would like to talk about the principle of form follows function in architecture. This idea was introduced by the American architect Louis Sullivan,
who argued that a building's design should be determined by its purpose rather than decorative tradition or historical style. In other words, the shape of a structure should emerge naturally from its function. Sullivan explains this concept in his essay, The Tall Office Building. He believed that skyscrapers were a new architectural form created by the demands of modern business, and therefore their design should reflect their purpose. However, he didn't reject aesthetics entirely. He argued that beauty should arise naturally from a building's function rather than being artificially added.